Hey guys, what's up? My name is Bharat. You're watching iGyan, and today we're checking out the Mercedes-Benz GLE, and we are here at JW Marriott in AeroCity. We're going to take you through the features of the car and going to be reviewing it for you. So before we go check out the GLE, we wanted to check out the variants. We've come here inside the lounge of the JW Marriott, and we're talking about the three primary variants of the GLE. We of course have the GLE 300, which is an inline 4-cylinder 2-liter engine. This produces 245 horsepower and has 500 Newton meter of torque. There's also a GLE 400D, which is an inline 6-cylinder 3-liter diesel engine that produces 330 horsepower at 700 Newton meter of torque. There's also a petrol variant called the GLE 450 that is an inline 6-cylinder 3-liter petrol engine, and that produces 367 horsepower and 500 Newton meter of torque. Now the GLE 300D, the one that we're checking out today, is priced at 73 lakhs ex showroom, whereas the 400D is priced at 89 lakhs 90,000 ex showroom, and the 450, which is the petrol variant, is priced at 88 lakh rupees ex showroom. So what we are looking at today is the 300D. This is their base variant. It is in the Mojave silver color. The front is positively like a Mercedes-Benz. You can see the massive MB logo in the center. And if you look at the headlights, they are fully LED headlamps along with the twin DRLs and LED projectors. A really nice muscular front look of the car. And you do have two humps on the hood of the car as well, which are actually visible when you're driving the car. They give this car a very reptile-like look from the inside when you're driving the car. Again, lots of chrome accents you can see on the front grille as well as on the front in the diffuser as well. There are quite a lot of grills here, but there's also quite a lot of fake grills to give it that muscular look. You can see on the side we have this plastic grill-like mesh, but it's not completely a grill. So that's just to give it that muscular look. If you look at the wheels, there are 10-spoke 19-inch wheels. There are also 20-inch options available. On the side of the car, you'll see the side step plate. This is illuminated, and at night it completely glows so that you don't miss your step while you're getting into your GLE. So the mirrors are folding, and they do have puddle lamps with the Mercedes-Benz projector that is visible clearly at night, and it looks absolutely fantastic. The side indicator is also on the mirror itself. Despite the fact that it follows the Mercedes-Benz new look where mostly things are rounded off, this still is quite haunchy, has quite a lot of muscular looks. And on the top you can see the roof rails, and on the back you have LED tail lamps, fully LED. You have the Mercedes-Benz logo as well as a lot of chrome accents on the car. You do have a chrome diffuser on the back of the car as well as chrome tailpipes. And these are actual tailpipes because this is a diesel engine. So the exhaust is right there. So the car has quite a lot of sensors on the back as well as on the front of the car, and there's also a rear parking camera which has a really wide field of view. And there are also sensors on the side of the car, so if you're in traffic, if somebody comes really close to you, you will see that on the infotainment system. The car has a full panoramic sunroof on the top. We'll show you that from the inside as well, but it also gives the car a slightly two-tone effect where you get a black top on this Mojave silver color. So here in the interior of the Mercedes-Benz GLE, it's super comfortable and super modern as well. Okay, so you can see that we have open pore wood as the inlay, and these AC vents are also metal. Really nice, very well built. So you have 4 over here, and then you have 1 individual on either side for both the driver as well as the passenger. The front here of the infotainment is absolutely fantastic. It has the new MBUX. This massive touchscreen is extremely responsive. You can see in the navigation you can pinch in to zoom out and pinch out to zoom in, and of course you can navigate between all of these different options in the comfort. You can change the ambient lighting, and quite a lot of features of the car can be adjusted directly from here. And you of course have profile settings here as well, and you can install the smartphone app and then configure the car's profile according to your needs, and all of those features are built in to the Mercedes-Benz GLE. So every time you say Mercedes, the infotainment also reacts, even though it's supposed to react at "Hey Mercedes." Hi Mercedes.
How may I help you?
So it doesn't react when you ask it to react, but it does react when you don't want it to react. So that's quite interesting. The steering wheel is also quite fully equipped. So you can use the left side to handle the left screen as well as the right side to handle the right screen. So if you want to adjust some settings over here, you can do that from the right side of the steering wheel. Of course, you have your cruise control options. You do have paddle shifters. So if you want to switch your gears from the steering wheel, you can do that as well. On the Mercedes-Benz, the gear shifter is on the stock, on the right stock. So if you want to switch between driving modes for at least the gears, the transmission is over here. You do have quite a lot of modes here for the gauges as well. And if you want to change those, you can do that from here. So you simply jump into styles and display. You can jump between classic, sports, progressive. We're in the sport right now. You can jump into progressive. You'll see that both the infotainment and the gauge cluster color scheme also change. And of course, you have quite a lot of options here to choose from for assistance, telephony, navigation directly shows up here as well. So all of those can be set and controlled from here. If you want to control your media, you can do that from here as well. Okay, so there are quite a lot of ways to control the infotainment. We showed you the steering wheel. You can of course touch the screen, but you also have this traditional scrolling. It does have haptic feedback. So every time you scroll, you can feel that you're scrolling because this whole thing vibrates. So you do have quite a lot of buttons over here as well. You can switch from dynamic mode to comfort or off-road mode from here, as well as increase or decrease the volume from here. And then you have quick access buttons for the parking cameras, as well as a navigation, map, radio, etc. So the car has quite a lot of sensors like we showed you on the outside, but the reversing camera is quite cool as well. You can see it's quite wide, but you can also get this look where you get the sensors over here, but the regular camera over here, or you can go into this ultra wide where you can see almost completely behind you, and you can also go into just the settings area. This will also help you search for a parking space for you while you drive the car. So here we do have additional space. You have a wireless charger for all your smartphones, two USB-C ports, one for charging, one for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You do have two cup holders here as well, and you can close this if you're not using it. You have this really nice wood finish on this as well. Buttons for the climate control are really nice, all metal, really tactile, and they feel really nice to control. And I really like the use of manual buttons, analog buttons to control all of these things. And especially the temperature control knobs over here are really nice and well made. The dashboard and all the parts are really nice and soft, so they're nice and squidgy. They don't make a lot of noise, but the infotainment itself is quite loose over here. You can see it's not the best fit. There's also quite a lot of plastic in the front. They've managed to sort of complete the right side of the infotainment by adding a vent there, but on the left side there is no vent. So while the handle has been upholstered and the back area behind the handle is upholstered, the door opening handle as well is made out of metal. So materials are really nice. The door pockets are not lined on the inside, so if you put anything like a metal bottle on the inside of the door, that will rattle. So be careful of that. So over here you can see the reading lamps more or less, but you do also have book lamps which are here under the rear view mirror. You can also control your sunroof from here, so the full panoramic sunroof can be lifted up, or if you want to open it up, you can fully open it up from here as well. You also have rear lighting controls as well as illuminated vanity mirrors for both sides, and then the microphone pickups for your smartphone while connected to the car are on either side. Also, then the car knows if you give it very specific instructions for any side. So if you want to change the climate control on one side, these microphones are the ones that pick it up. So much like other Mercedes of this class, you have quite a lot of lighting options for the interior. You do have a LED running strip over here in the grab handles as well, along the sides of the doors. So lots of lighting in the car. And like I said, you can control all of it from the comfort settings in the car, and it helps you control not only the color of the ambient light, but also the brightness. So you have quite a lot of color options over here. So I do like the fact that your seat controls are right here. You don't have to search for them next to the seat in the bottom of the car. I do like that they are made out of metal. All the switches, all the buttons, everything is made out of metal. So really high quality materials used. What I don't like is that this car is about 80 lakhs on road. So there are no memory seats. So only one driver can set up the seat, and then every time somebody else sits, they will change the seat. So in this class of vehicle, you expect at least memory seats, and also the fact that this doesn't have massaging seats or any kind of ventilated seats, which you've started to now get in cars of up to 10 lakh rupees as well. So while the infotainment looks absolutely impressive and extremely modern, this car is missing out quite a lot of features from what the car overseas has. This doesn't have the AR navigation overlays that you do get in cars overseas. So this is something that the GLE has, which looks really nice. None of the models in India have that feature, AR navigation, and I would really like to see that on Mercedes-Benz cars here in India. What this also misses out is any kind of vehicle settings for suspension. Since this doesn't have an adaptive suspension, you don't have any of those things. Again, I would have liked to see adaptive suspension in this price bracket, but it's not there. If you do want the adaptive suspension, you have to get the 400D with the Hip Hop edition, which does have adaptive suspension. So I'm seated in the back and I do have quite a lot of headspace. I'm 6 feet 2 inches tall. And despite the full panoramic sunroof, I do have some head space over here, so my head will not touch the top. I am sitting right behind where I sit in the driver's seat, and because of these cutouts in the seat, I still have quite a lot of space. The windows do have these electronic curtains on the back, and those are operated by the same button, and you can pull them down, as well as the rear windows. They go all the way down, which is really nice, something that I really like in the rear seats of cars. So you do have individual climate control for the back seats as well, along with some vents, and then you do have an ashtray as well as 2 power sockets, again, which are USB Type-C, so you can charge your smartphones while you're seated in the back of the car. If you do have a newborn, you would appreciate the fact that the car does have ISOFIX points, and you do have these removable covers that don't fit back in properly, and somebody's already lost one of these, so I'll be careful. I'll be keeping this safely. So this is the key of the car, and it's again very well made metal key, and if you want to put it in a keychain, you just press this button and this hook sort of pops out that you can attach to a keychain if you so choose to, or you can also use the emergency key that is also in the remote of the car. Otherwise, the key itself is quite nice and has this ergonomic design. So you do have the lock unlock buttons here, and you can pop the trunk from here as well. The Mercedes-Benz logo doesn't do anything. It would have been cool to lock the car with just the press of a Mercedes-Benz logo. So the trunk of the car has quite a lot of space. As you can see, it is an electronically operated tailgate, and there's quite a lot of space. It's also very well carpeted. There's quite a lot of padding on the inside of the car as well. So the rear cover folds into place. You can also remove it in case you're adding a lot more stuff here. At the bottom here, you do have additional storage, and you do have a emergency spare, which is a thinner tire than your usual tires, but you do have a full kit, plus some additional storage if you want to hide some things down here. There are some pockets on the side of the car, and you can see the first aid kit here. Quite a lot of anchor points to tie down stuff. There are also some hooks on the side to hang your grocery bags, and there's also a 12-volt socket in case you need to pop in a cooler or a vacuum cleaner to clean up the back of the car. So inside the Mercedes-Benz GLE, it's very comfortable, it's very luxurious, as you would expect from an SUV of this class. But more importantly, it's really a breeze to drive. It's got a lot of torque, especially on the low end, and the car is really ready to go. The transmission is super responsive. So the car does have a 9-speed transmission. The paddle shifters are also super responsive. The minute you hit the paddle shifter, the gear instantaneously changes, and you have all the torque that is available, especially in this variant, which has 500 Newton meter of torque that's available to you the minute you press down on the accelerator. It really goes, and you can hear it on idling, and if you're doing some sort of comfortable driving, the car is super quiet and it doesn't feel like a diesel engine. So Mercedes has done a fantastic job with their diesel engines over the years, and this one is a testament to that really nice refined diesel engine, and you get a really refined feeling inside the car as well. It's super quiet in the cabin, and it allows you to really enjoy your drive. One point that I would like to point out is that you would really enjoy the ride of the car, especially the 300D, if your city has really nice paved roads. The suspension is super stiff, so if you're sitting in the front seat, you won't notice it much, but if you're sitting in the rear seat and you do have broken roads or tattered roads, That really comes through into the ride quality of the car, because they've put a stiff suspension, because it is also capable of off-roading. The suspension is quite stiff and it doesn't give you that comfortable pillow ride that you expect from a Mercedes. So that definitely is something to point out in the 300D. So another thing that doesn't really help the ride quality are the 19-inch wheels, because like I mentioned earlier, this doesn't have the adaptive suspension. So the 19-inch wheels, you can really feel the road on your butt when you're driving. So if the car would have had adaptive suspension, the bigger wheels would have not been an issue. But because the suspension is stiff, which makes sense for a SUV, the wheels are also big, which makes sense for aesthetic, and the looks, it doesn't really make sense for ride quality. So you are giving something or the other away when you pick a car without an adaptive suspension but with larger wheels. So certain things really make you enjoy a Mercedes-Benz, and this car brings about all of those things in a lump sum. The comfort, the technology, the driving capability. The drive itself is quite enjoyable. The transmission is responsive, the engine is responsive, the steering is really responsive. It's almost instantaneous. There's no lag, it's not electronic as such, and you can really feel the response from the car when you're driving it. It's also peppy even at higher gears, even at higher speeds. If you want that extra push, if you want to overtake on high speeds, the car has the capability of doing that. The car is also surprisingly maneuverable. Despite its large, massive size, the turning radius is quite small. So even if you are driving around in cities, it's quite a comfortable car to ride around in. And it also has some of those smart features, like if you're reversing into something, the car will automatically brake to prevent you from touching something with your bumper on the rear. It just is equipped with all of those features that you would expect. It still misses out on certain things that you do expect. I did mention the ventilated seats, the massaging seats, something that Mercedes-Benz had started in India, but now the GLE doesn't have it, at least the base variant doesn't have it. And those are things that make you want Mercedes to sort of bring all of those features to this line of cars. And at least a little bit of customization is something that Mercedes should allow for their cars in India. It's mostly pre-packaged and sold as a pre-packaged car. And I think it's 2020, and I think customers should have options of customizing their cars. So if you want to choose a white colored exterior with a blue interior, you should be able to do that. And unfortunately, you can't in India. There is a certain prestige about Mercedes cars, and you continue to get that with the GLE. It's got the road presence that you would require. It's got the comfort that you require. With the new infotainment system, it's got the technology that you require. But something very slight seems missing from the 300D variant. And that may not be a requirement for a lot of other people. It means that it's just something that I miss in a car like this. Another thing that really comes to point is that a lot of people who buy the GLE, especially the 300D, are going to be people who ride in the back of the car and not really drive the car themselves. And for those people, this is a really comfortable car. And like I said, you get the Mercedes badge, the prestige that comes with that, especially in India. It's also a good driver's car, but if you're going to be driving the car yourself, I would recommend that you go for the 450 or the 400D, depending on whether you want a petrol or a diesel, because that'll give you all the creature comforts of the driving position as well. And that just makes it a slightly better car for not that much more money, even though it's a considerable chunk of change for a lot of people. But if you're in this price bracket, I would recommend that you go a little higher and choose the 400D or the 450, which is the petrol inline 6. So that was our review of the Mercedes-Benz GLE 2020. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button. If you want us to check out more cars, do let us know in the comment section below what your favorite car is, and maybe we can go review it for you guys. We do have lots more car reviews coming up in the near future. So you want to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so that you get notified each time I again uploads a new video. This has been Bharat. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.